Hey there and welcome back to the channel. Maybe you've been scrolling Realtor.com or Zillow and you notice that some homes sell super fast while others seem to sit on the market for weeks or even months at a time. Now I'm proud to share that on average, my listings sell faster than the market average right here in the New River Valley. That's right. My listings sell faster than other agents. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain and telling you exactly what causes homes to sell or not sell, to sell quickly or slowly, and for top dollar or at a loss. And I'm going to tell you all the strategies that I use to get my listings to perform well and get my clients top dollar on their home. And while this advice normally comes at a cost, today I'm going to give it to you all for free. So why do some homes like ours sell fast while others seem to sit on the market? Now, the truth is, it usually comes down to three core reasons: price, promotion, and presentation. Now, if you get these three right, you're on the path to a smooth and successful sale. Get even just one of them wrong, and it could cost you time, money, and peace of mind. Now, stick around to the end because if you listed your home and it isn't selling, I'm going to tell you exactly how to determine why your home isn't selling. That's right, I'm opening up and giving you all my strategies and my playbooks in this video, so stick around. So let's jump in. The first and most critical factor is price. Now, no matter how beautiful your home is or how many ads we run, if the price is wrong, buyers aren't going to bite. So I like to think of it like this. Price is an invitation. It's what gets buyers in the door, literally and figuratively. And if the goal is to get the best possible purchase offer for your home, then we have to invite in as many qualified buyers as possible to the party. And pricing is what determines how big that guest list is going to be. So there are three common pricing strategies that sellers can typically choose from. First, market value pricing. This is where we look at recent comparable sales, current competition, and local market trends to price your home right at realistically what it's worth. Now, this tends to attract in serious buyers and creates kind of a steady traffic from day one. Now, the second pricing strategy would be aspirational pricing. And this is when sellers price their home above that market value, hoping that someone just falls in love or has an emotional connection and is willing to overpay. It's also popular among properties that are very unique and we expect there to be a diamond in the rough buyer that's not going to offer the list price. So I've often heard homeowners say, well, why don't we just start high to see what we can get? We can always lower the price. Now, while that might sound appealing, it's often a big trap. Most buyers today are highly educated. They've been watching the market, comparing homes online, and are working with an agent who's guiding them using data. And here's exactly why overpricing can actually hurt your bottom line. Here's why. You risk your listing getting stale or creating some kind of a stigma around the home. If it was great, if something wasn't wrong with it, someone else would have bought it by now, right? And after a few weeks on the market, buyers start wondering, what's wrong with it? Why hasn't it sold? Think of it this way. You actually help your competition. When your home looks overpriced compared to other nearby listings, it makes those other listings look like a better deal than yours. So your home often sells for less. Overpriced homes tend to require price reductions and they sit longer, which statistically speaking, often leads them to sell below market value or what they would have sold for if priced correctly from the beginning. Now, the third pricing strategy is known as event-based pricing, and this one is kind of one of my personal favorites. Event pricing is a strategy that involves pricing slightly below market value to generate urgency, a sense of competition. That way, whenever your home is listed, it is the talk of the town. Everybody is driven to it that weekend and they're not paying attention to others. So hopefully we can create a multiple offer situation which can not only increase the price, but also the quality of the offers. Now, it works best in a highly competitive market, also at the hottest time of the year for real estate, which is typically between March and June, or with properties that are going to have broad buyer appeal. Now, here's a crucial rule of thumb in real estate that you must know when it comes to pricing, and I call it the 10-10 rule. If you've had 10 showings, but no offers, or if you've gone 10 days without any showings, it's almost always a sign that your price is too high. Now, the market, meaning the buyers, will tell us most about the price. So no showings, you're priced out of the market. Lots of showings but no offers? Well, you're close, but something is making buyers hesitate. Could be the price, could be condition. We'll talk more about that later. Now, homes get the most attention in their first 2 weeks on the market. That's your window of opportunity to really shine, and so pricing correctly from the start is key. So that wraps up a pricing strategy, but before we move on to promotion, let me just tell you that this video is packed with detailed information. Like I said, I am laying out all my playbooks, but don't worry, because I've compiled it all in my Elite Stellar Strategies booklet. And if you want to shoot me a text or an email, I would be happy to send that over to you for free. All right, we talked price, and next up is promotion. That's how well your property is marketed and how effectively you are getting it in front of the right people. Now, some sellers think that all it takes is putting the home online and waiting for buyers to show up. But that's just the beginning. Because what a strong strategic promotional plan should look like is open houses. Now, not just the typical weekend open houses. I love public open houses, agent-only open houses, and even neighborhood and VIP open houses. Public open houses work great for first-time buyers and buyers who aren't yet working with a real estate agent, because a lot of times, first-time buyers in particular, they may not know how to get connected with the real estate agent. How do I go about scheduling a showing? What's the process look like? What kind of commitment do I have to make to them to just go see a house? And so it can create a barrier for them to come see your home. And again, the more buyers we can get to view your home, the better result is going to be for you. So if we can host an open house, we remove the barrier to entry, and now that buyer who may not be represented by an agent can come in and see your home. Now with agent-only open houses, these are open houses specifically for real estate agents and real estate brokers. And one of the reasons that I love them is because it positions your home top of mind for those agents. Now, we can often encourage agents to come and say, hey, give us your feedback, let us know what you think about price, and real estate agents love to give their opinions, right? But here's the thing. By stepping foot into your home, we create a more lasting impression, and they may not have a buyer right now that's a right fit for your property. But when their phone rings next week and it's somebody saying, hey, I want to enter the market, I want to start looking for properties, I want them to think about your home. And by having them in your home for an open house, positions you top of mind. And then the third type of open house is the neighborhood or VIP open house, and I absolutely love this. One of the most effective type of open houses we can have is inviting all the neighbors in. Now, everybody in the neighborhood wants to know what your home's like, right? They're curious, and if we can just call out the elephant in the room and invite them all in, not only are they likely going to come because they're curious and interested in what your home's like, but also they may have friends or family that would also want to live in a neighborhood that they love enough to live in themselves. And what better way to connect to those other buyers that are 1 or 2 layers removed than through the other people that currently live in your neighborhood. So next up, number 2 is social media marketing. Now, a single Facebook post is not a strategy. We use targeted social media campaigns, including video walkthroughs, reels, stories, and ads to reach specific buyer profiles based on location, interest, and their online behavior. And then number 3 with promotion is email marketing. We create an email blast highlighting your listing, and we send them to a curated custom list of agents, past clients, and interested buyers within our own network. And we don't just get them in front of the right eyeballs right here in the New River Valley. We have an extensive network of other real estate agents across Virginia and the country that have clients that are looking to move to our beautiful corner of Southwest Virginia. Which leads me to number 4, targeted advertising. Google ads, Instagram, and Facebook ads, not to mention YouTube pre-roll ads, these are all optimized to reach qualified buyers who are actively looking and searching in your area and within your price point. Number 5 is one of my personal favorites, and that's neighborhood canvassing. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but we notify your neighbors that your home is for sale. Why is that? Because they may know someone who wants to move into the area, whether that's a friend, a family member, a new coworker, and this is a great audience to invite to that neighbors only open house and to tap into their spheres of influence. Number 6 is active prospecting. Now this is what separates the passive agents from the proactive, active ones. We don't wait around for buyers. We will call, email, text, and follow up to find those buyers every single day. Now, marketing isn't just about getting your home in front of everyone. And that's what it is about marketing, not just getting it in front of the most people or everyone, it's about getting it in front of the right people at the right time in the right way. And so we've talked price, we've talked promotion, but last but definitely not least is presentation. Once we set the right price and have the plan to get it in front of as many and the right eyeballs as possible, presentation is what really sets the hook. This is how your home looks, feels, and shows, both online and in person. And make no mistake, first impressions matter. Now, like any top tier chef knows, we eat with our eyes first. That's why top tier chefs take such careful care into how they present the plate. And since most buyers start with their search online, your home's digital curb appeal is really like the first showing. When they come in person, that's really like the second showing. Now, here's what a strong digital presentation includes. Number one, professional photography and videography, which is essential. Poor quality or not enough photos equals fewer showings. Now, we hire the best professional photographers in the area to ensure that they have proper lighting, the most flattering angles of your home, expert editing to showcase your home's best unique features, and professional videography gives potential buyers a realistic idea of the flow of your home outside as well as inside. Now, number two is very important as well, and that's floor plans and virtual tours. I can't tell you the number of times that I've sent properties to buyers and said, hey, I think this is what you're looking for. And they flip through the pictures and they say, well, actually, it's not gonna work. Maybe they say, well, because the location of the laundry room isn't close enough to the bedrooms. And a lot of times that may not actually be true, but as you're flipping through pictures online, it doesn't accurately show what the layout and the flow of the home is. So if we can show them a layout of the home, that can reduce some barriers to why someone might want to go see it. Number three is drone imagery. So we want to highlight your home from the most aesthetically pleasing angle possible. And oftentimes that's not on the ground, that's up in the air. And in addition to that, your home is more than just your home. It's everything in proximity around your home. Maybe you're close to schools, parks, water, but drone photography is also selling the area as much as it is your property. Now, number four is listing descriptions online. This is literally the written description of the property, and I'll tell you, every word matters. Now, I'm gonna challenge you to go look on Zillow. You'll probably find a bunch of listings that are just one or two sentences. But instead, we wanna craft very compelling descriptions that tie in the emotion of the reader and allow them to focus on the lifestyle benefits and picture themselves living and enjoying the property, not just the specs and square footage. Your digital curb appeal is key, but when it comes to your physical or in-person presentation, these next few factors can really change a buyer's mind from, I love it, to I'm over it. Which brings us to number five, staging. Now, staged homes sell faster and for more money. Point blank. Now, I don't necessarily mean professionally staged with super chic furniture, but I've personally found that empty homes feel much smaller than what they actually are. Buyers walk into them and they begin to wonder, can my bed fit here? Can my couch fit here? But when furniture is in the room, it can help connect buyers to the space and they can imagine their own furniture in it. Now, be sure to keep in mind small things like fluffing pillows, decluttering, and removing overly personal items because that can make a big difference. Now, again, we want buyers to imagine themselves living in these spaces, and sometimes that can be hard to do with wedding photos or pre-K artwork hanging. Now, number six is lighting. Let the light in. And I'll tell you a couple of quick, simple tricks. Number one, open all the mini blinds. Number two, actually remove those window screens because these types of steps will invite more natural sunlight in and it's gonna make your home feel brighter. And a brighter home feels bigger, feels more cheerful, and it feels more welcoming. And pro tip, if you can, turn on the lights in the house before every showing so that way buyers immediately step foot into a bright house. Number seven is the odor and cleanliness, and this cannot be overstated. If your home smells like pets, smoke, strong spices, or mildew, buyers will walk right out. So always aim for clean scents and spotless surfaces. And be careful to not over-scent your home because with too much scent, buyers can wonder what you're trying to hide. Now here's something else that sellers often overlook. How easy is it for buyers to get in and actually see your home? So for example, do you require 24 hours notice or 2 hours notice? Do you only allow showings during limited hours such as during daytime working hours, or can buyers go see it after they get off work in the evening? See, these barriers can drastically reduce the amount of showing volume that you have. So the easier it is for buyers and agents to access your home, the more opportunities you have to make a sale. But yes, you want serious buyers, but you also need enough traffic to find the right one. And removing unnecessary friction can make a big difference. Well, wait a second, what if my home's not selling? Well, what then? Well, if your property's not selling, you can directly attribute it to one of three things: price, presentation, or promotion. So let's start with the visibility. With the modern marvels of technology between social media, Zillow, Realtor.com, YouTube, Google, we can see how much visibility your marketing is getting. So if we can see adequate visibility, but you're not getting any showings, well then there's something that is stopping buyers from wanting to come see it in person. And most likely, that's price. It is a barrier from even having them step into the home to begin with. Now, let's say that we can see that the visibility is well, and you're also getting plenty of showings, but no offers. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's likely not the price, but it's likely something that is a condition of the property itself. Meaning the buyer saw it online, the price didn't scare them away or wasn't a barrier for them to come see it in person, but then once they got there in person, something didn't meet their expectations, which caused them to hesitate or turn away. And that's most likely something to do with the condition of the property. So if that condition can be identified and remedied, great, let's do that. But if not, you might have to make a price adjustment to compensate for that condition. All right, so let's recap. There are the three major reasons why homes either sell quickly or sit on the market, and the first is price. Get it wrong and you lose momentum. Now, if you follow the data, use the 10-10 rule, and price strategically from day one using either aspirational pricing, market value pricing, or event pricing, you're setting yourself up for success. Number two is promotion. Great marketing has to be comprehensive, not just through one sole channel. But great marketing isn't just about quantity, it's about quality. You need a proactive strategy to get your home in front of the right buyers. And number three is presentation. Make your home shine both online and in person. Remove barriers to showings and give buyers a reason to fall in love. And if you're thinking about selling here in Blacksburg or the New River Valley and you want to get these pillars right, please reach out to me directly. I would love to chat with you about what a customized game plan to sell your home in Blacksburg or the New River Valley could look like for you. And please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and it helps you to continue to follow along about all things living in Blacksburg and the New River Valley. I look forward to helping you win with real estate. Thanks so much.